Hey there, welcome to the channel. And if you didn't get into the Team Alpha Trading live trade section this morning, then you missed out. Hey there, we're going to walk through the trades that happened this morning. Mike texted some stuff out. We went through some stuff in the live trade. I didn't get to text those out as they were moving later in the day, but let's just do a little recap. Let's look at some stuff that we could have taken advantage of had you been listening in on the live trade and had you been able to take some notes while we're kind of walking through there. So let's look just briefly. We're going to walk down the list right here. Well, sort of walk down the list. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Wheeler. So I pulled up this one this morning. You can kind of see the volume on this one is actually pretty trashy. And the after hours and pre-market, which is nothing really new, but there's some really nice movement kind of happening right here. We did break above the 200 EMA, just like we talked about doing this morning. And if we stay above this line, then we could potentially have some really good movement to the upside. All right, let's go look at some of the other ones. So we can see Key did not move. We looked at that one for a little while. Obviously, that was a big turnaround, big bleed off. You can see right here, RSI lost 50, and we just kind of turned downward there for the rest of the day. ARBB, nope. SXTP right here. We had news of a reverse split, and it did kind of come back up here and bounce through, but lots of volatility. Reverse splits are not really a hot thing right now. On occasion, they will get kind of warm, but we stayed away from this one. We did mark this one. I did have this one marked at 144 or 145 right here. They did do that 1 to 12 reverse split, which took the price from about 9 cents to about $1.08-ish. And then we just saw a little bit of movement, and now it's just kind of trading sideways again. They're trying to get back over $1, which they did. Barely. I don't know why they did the reverse split the way they did, but this is what we're looking at, and you can kind of see here the play's kind of sitting dead right now in the water. RSI is sitting above 50 right now. Could possibly see some potential movements, but as you can kind of see, volume, kind of like Wheeler, is just kind of dead in the water right now. So DPRO. Now we watched this one absolutely take off running this morning, but as you can see again, just another one of these like weird. So yeah, 25 million shares traded in the first 5 minutes. Just kind of blew up out of nowhere. The news was that they announced a strategic partnership with the Institution for Drone Technology, which probably puts them in a good position for some continued revenue. But it wasn't quite big enough to really kind of keep this thing going. We did try to watch that 21 cents up here. We did have this level right here drawn out after it started moving. This wasn't a big enough move early enough to have this on the watch list, so this actually wasn't pulled up. We weren't watching this. That would have been a very, very quick move. Anyway, it died out, and obviously, again, trade off to the side. GNS, Genius Group. We looked at this one just for a brief moment, just to kind of see what we could be looking at. Obviously, this one bled off, never happened. And then we got to PSIG. Now, this was an interesting one because if you were there, remember I said, hey, let's watch this initial breakout at 138. This did spike up. We did pull back. We found some support here. We pulled this Fibonacci line. And I said if we could find some support and hold above this level, then I would watch for this to keep rising back up over these levels, and maybe get back to 218 before the morning. Now this obviously moved a lot quicker than that. But if you were paying attention to it and you had the levels drawn out like I told you you should, I even posted this in the stock chat this morning. You could have ridden that up for quite a good little penny if you were paying attention to what was going on, just to kind of it was a swing trade. That's all it was, a swing trade. No real breakout over this one, except for maybe the breakout over VWAP right here. But as you can kind of see, even kind of hindsight, there's a lot of action kind of going on here, a lot of selling pressure going on right here too. So not really any clean breakouts for this one, but nice move nonetheless, using that Fibonacci and that momentum to swing back up for the rest of the day. RVNC, still a trash play. As you can see, TRNR, nope. I did, however, and I saved this one for last on purpose, GNLN. All right, so we watched this one happen this morning, and it pulled all the way up, and we tried to look at what might happen if this one were to come back up. We watched it try to hold this 5 EMA that I have on my chart. Not something that we necessarily recommend playing, but it's just something to watch that I try to keep up with. We did just keep breaking down, obviously. Did find some rejections back up here at 1047. Didn't quite get it back up there until later in the evening. We tried to break above the VWAP once, failed, found some support, broke above the VWAP again, very similar to one that we had last week that honestly I can't even remember the name of right now. Fantastic little VWAP break play. It was very slow play. It was happening on Thursday, I'm pretty sure. But look at here, break, hold. Let's look at this. 5% below that VWAP, which is kind of what we were looking for the breakout right here. Superb play. If you would have got in right here, if you would have sold at the top, which I very highly doubt you did, it would have been, what was it? All right, a 155% move from here to here. And if you missed the VWAP break and you had your level set at $10.47, which is where we moved the breakout to right here in pre-market when it made the new high, you still could have very, very easily ridden the back off of a 91% move. Obviously, 91% isn't what we were shooting for. 155% isn't what we're shooting before. But these moves, these perfect little entries right here, these perfect little breakouts right here that give us the opportunity to make those 5, 10, 15, 20, 25% moves here and take advantage of the market when we have that mobility and have that liquidity. Another breakout even this far up. But let me just caution you, if anybody was looking at this one, obviously anything that close to $20 is going to be a little kind of crazy and hectic. But this move was about a 700, almost 800% move right here from here. I guarantee you, unless they're very, very lucky, no one got 700 to 800% off of this, okay? But there was so much movement on this that you could have taken advantage of. So I hope that you were paying attention. I hope that you were kind of looking. PSIG, great little play, swing trade from this golden pocket bounce right here. GNLN, 2 different breakouts that you could have played off of levels that we teach, the VWAP break and the pre-market high that broke later that day. So I hope you took advantage of that. Looking over into QQQ and SPY right here. What do we have? We've got some levels that we pulled out this morning at 9:30. Probably actually, I think we went a little long on the penny stock call, so maybe a little after 9:30. But we were watching. You know, obviously we pulled back at this big dump, pulled some levels off on here. Brendan even pulled some stuff on the NQ that we were watching. This big wedge kind of form right here. We traded underneath it, and very, very flat, but big swings on this. That we were watching some really good levels on. We've got this longer trend line that we were kind of watching right here. We've got this big gap right here on top of the fact that we were watching this pre-market high on SPY, and the Q's kind of the same thing. We're watching this pre-market high. Lots of consolidation and breaks and double tops and things that we kind of pointed out this morning. Obviously, we couldn't predict everything that happened, but if you're not able to jump in, try to rewatch what we do in the mornings when we post the videos. All right, go to that recording for the Zoom. Go to the recordings for the options plays. Make yourself walk through these plays on your own. And if you have questions, we've got channels. We've got Ask a Coach. We've got tickets. We've got the stock chat, options chat, futures chat. Use the resources available to you and make it make sense. If it doesn't make sense, ask for help. We want to help you. We want you to win. We want you to make money. This is what we're here for. This is why you're here. So PSIG, GNLN, Qs, SPY, all of them, money makers today. If you didn't make money off of it and you want to know why it didn't work, start asking those good questions. Go in there, dig into what happened, where you sold, where you bought, where you didn't sell or buy. And let's really dig into this and figure it out together. Thanks. Happy hunting. We'll see you next time.